A new statewide initiative in California is now going to give restaurant owners the option of charging customers an additional 1% of their bill to fight climate change. Joining me right now is campus reform contributor Emma Meshell. Well, Emma, I like that at least it's an option for a restaurant owner. But, you know, I imagine there'll be a lot of peer pressure. It is California, after all. Who gets shortchanged in all this?
Yeah, well, what's interesting about this is we'll have to wait and see how many business owners voluntarily sign up to write an extra check to the government. I don't know how popular that's actually going to be, but I've worked in the service industry before, and I know who this is going to hit the hardest. It's going to hit the wait staff that rely on tips to make a living. Those tips always take a hit when you introduce a fee like this, but also this is going to have an effect on average Americans who save up all week or even all month sometimes to get to go eat out, enjoy their experience, and they're going to see an extra charge on the bill. And that may seem small to the Democrats in charge in California, but that's a big deal to average Americans. It shows how elitist and out of touch they are becoming, and that they're really not looking out for the little guy.
Yeah, people figure, or some of these political types figure, oh, just tax them some more. You know, a little here, a little there, a lot there, and a lot there. Well, not to be outdone, you've got someone who's a big believer in taxes, the comrade de Blasio here. That's Charlie Gasparino's name for him, by the way, on our network, which always cracks me up. Mayor Bill de Blasio in New York City, he's taking his whole Green New Deal, this initiative, just one step further. He says he's aiming to cut red meat supply in municipally run facilities. We're talking hospitals, schools. He wants no more red meat, or at least a reduction by 50%. What's your thought on that one?
Well, again, going back to out of touch, Bill de Blasio is showing how out of touch he is here, and really how elitist he is. He does not understand that there are kids who are on school lunches in New York City that are going to come home and they may not get another nutritious meal after leaving school. And the wealthy kids that go to public schools in New York, they're not going to be hit by that. The middle class kids that always have a meal on the table for dinner, they're not going to be hit by that. This is going to have an effect on the people in our society that are the most vulnerable. And the fact that he doesn't understand that shows how out of touch he
would say,
is.
you know what, they don't need to eat meat. I mean, hey, you're lucky we don't have PETA on here tonight, because PETA would be saying, hey, this is great. You know, they want to get rid of milk, for goodness sakes. I mean, no more milk for anyone. But I hear you. I mean, he is out of touch. He's so out of touch that this is a guy who travels over an hour in his SUV with all his security detail in their SUVs to go work out at his Brooklyn Fancy Gym or Y or whatever the heck it is. Watch.
I also do need to ask, you live on the Upper East Side in Gracie Mansion. Most days, or several days a week, a city SUV drives you 11 miles to a gym in Brooklyn, as opposed to one that's close to where you currently reside. What sort of environmentally responsible example are you setting there, taking this drive in a car, as opposed to going someplace nearby?
This is just part of my life.
Just part of my life. Like, it's okay for me, it's just not okay for you. Right? That's the deal.
I mean, Trish, you would think we were living in a monarchy, because he's getting to do whatever he wants to do while imposing a different standard on everyone that he's in charge of guiding as a leader. And it really just shows the hypocrisy of things like the Green New Deal, which tell Americans you're not capable of making good decisions when it comes to your lifestyle. And the hypocrisy is there. We don't see AOC taking a train to get to South by Southwest in Austin. She's flying there, but yet she wants to eliminate air travel. And it really just shows the double standard.
I know. I love, like, the private, planes at Davos when they're talking about climate change. Anyway, Emma, it's good to see you. Thank you very much, as always. All right, coming up, it's Take Your Child to Work Day today. Find out which of my children happens to be here with